Okay, so you want business sales results that do not make any sense. I'm going to give you the truth, no gimmicks in this video. I times the price of my group program by four, worked 50% less, and filled my biggest group ever. I did not spend the year working on making my marketing better. I didn't rewrite my funnel. I didn't learn a new sales strategy. In fact, I did the opposite of what business coaches, strategists actually say you should do. As a self-healing coach, I did what I did best, optimizing the internal operating system that runs everything. In this video, I'm going to prove to you what happens when you take that approach and you focus on the human being and not the human doing, using my own life as a case study. My greatest failure. Check out these numbers when I focus on the internal operating system. In 1 year, I had an 858% increase in sales when I focused on it. When I didn't focus on it, I had a 60% drop in sales. And then more recently, the result I just shared with you, timesing the price of my group program by four, having the biggest group ever, working 50% less, and actually having 67% of them renew each year. Like these results do not make any sense. Now, our childhood early experiences pre-verbally create the majority of our internal operating system. And mine was created in chaos, abuse, complex PTSD, relational trauma. So I had a lot of inner protection, making me really great at surviving, but not making me great in feeling safe to feel love, to be seen, to have money, to have overflow, to have ease. So even though I consciously wanted these things, my internal operating system was like, sorry, based on all the data that we have stored, what you desire is actually dangerous. So we're going to protect you from it because survival, chaos, was my norm and it was familiar to me. For over a decade, I have been doing the deep internal work, none of this surface level bullshit, like actual deep work to clear away that protection. That's what I mean when I say the internal operating system. So let's break down my story. So the story kicks off with a great epic failure, like all great stories do. So I'd had a wonderful year of 858% sales increase, my first six-figure year. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in expanding this group program so I can have multi six-figure years and bigger launches. But I hadn't focused on the internal operating system. I was listening to all the experts about how you grow it. So I invested a load of money, like £12,500 in marketing ads, strategies, copywriters, all of the pros. And it didn't work because I hadn't done that internal operating system work. So my system was basically rejecting this level of expansion. And I had worse results than normal. I invested that huge amount of money. I only got £4,000 back. Obviously, that's a drop in sales. That's a minus figure. And then I'm following like 100 other external recommendations of what I could do to get myself out of that situation. The messaging, the funnels, none of it worked. Had my worst year ever, a 60% drop in sales. And then I finally surrendered and did it my own way. And you can find out for free what that specifically means because I'm just going through the proof in this video. If you comment Queen, I will send you my self-leadership guide. And I talk about how you parent these protective parts that are coming from your internal operating system. It's completely for free. Just comment Queen. Between May and August 2024, I was just stripped back, working on my own internal operating system. And very quickly, I had changes. In the space, without doing 1,000 things, I was able to hear my own inner voice again. And it was giving me creative ideas of my next steps. I wasn't in survival mode anymore. I came up with a new program called Overflow, taking entrepreneurs through the unconscious healing process, which I have been doing on myself for over a decade, called Overflow. And by September 2024, just 4 months after I'd stopped doing it the old way, I'd already signed 3 people into that group program with just a couple of emails. And then by November, when the program actually started, I signed a couple more people because I did like a class and I got new people double the price of what my previous course that I tried to sell that was in that massive failure. This time, no marketing gurus, no expenses, no losses, no ads, just pure profit. And bear in mind, I haven't even done this course yet. Like I haven't even created it. I don't even fully know what it even is. And I'm doing it on myself at the same time I'm doing it with these people. But it was aligned, and my internal operating system was like, it's okay to proceed. I did the Overflow sales page myself and all the emails, no gimmicks, went on stories a couple of times and sold some things. Really easy, really simple. And I completely forgot. I had done this so many times in my business to feel masterminds, to come up with new group program ideas, to do a certification, like 5-figure results from an idea in a week. So the results that came from focusing fully on the internal operating system is by November, I had a group of 5 people where the price of the program was double what I was charging for that initial program that failed. This time, without the failed payments and the loss of the 12,500, so pure profit. Then I worked on making Overflow even better by embodying it myself. And within 7 months, because I had improved so much, 67% of the people wanted to stay because they were getting such great results in business and in life. And then the next cohort, which was 2, I actually increased the price again, 3 times the original price. And I made double what I made in that first launch of Overflow. And the majority of the group resigned. And then when it launched again this year, July 2026, and this time my biggest group ever, no ads, no marketing expenditure, pure profit, and a 67% re-sign rate again. These results do not make any sense. I did not do loads of marketing. I just focused purely on the internal operating system, being out of survival, hearing the soul nudge and following it, and focusing fully on the soul step. In 2025, that was fully focused on making Overflow as good as you can and embodying the work yourself. And in 2026, the soul nudge is to come here on YouTube and share it with you guys, because I just feel like inner work is such a surface level thing in this industry, and it blocks people because they're not going deep enough into the unconscious layer. This is life-changing work in your business and your life. It's life-changing for your family. It's life-changing for your relationships. Inside, you have all the answers, but you will not be able to hear them when you are stuck in survival mode. What changed was I stopped running my business from my mind. I brought my soul and body into the mix, which got crazy results the feminine way. People just do not go deep enough into this work, and that's why so many of you are stuck, looking for an external thing to come save you, when actually the answer lies within yourself when you get that internal operating system aligned. And then you get crazy results like I have throughout my entrepreneur journey. And that's why I charge 4 times for my group course and get a 67% renewal rate. And that's why I can work half the time I used to work, because I've rewired my internal operating system. So that's just normal. Strategy and marketing are not the enemy, but they are limited to what your internal operating system will let them do, because your internal operating system could be protecting you from the very thing that you want. The feminine didn't replace the masculine. You still need those strategy things, but you need the foundation to be solid. And when those 2 things work together, you stop building a business from ego and survival and build one that can become your legacy. If there's one thing I would love for you to take from this video, it's that my results that did not make any sense did not come from more strategy. They came from deeper alignment and an internal operating system that felt safe and worthy of the expansion. It's happened because I stopped trying to be somebody else and I felt safe being me. I stopped building my business like how everybody else told me to run it, and I became the leader of it. The journey wasn't easy. My old business model literally died. The money dried up from it. But looking back, I can see that that's because the woman inside of me had to die and be reborn into that leader to run the more expansive overflow business. This is a business that not only supports my clients, but isn't one where I have to sacrifice my health, my well-being, my desires to be a mother. So what exactly is the overflow model and how we do this deeper work? Why my clients renew 67% each year? Well, in my next video, I'm going to show you how to create the overflow for yourself. I'm going to walk you through the entire process and the identity changes before and after. You want to make sure you're subscribed so you get that video when it comes out, if it's not available already. Because once you change the internal operating system, everything changes, your business and your life. And you'll understand why my clients keep coming back because it's just not one thing. It's the relational blueprint that's underneath all of it. So I'll see you in the next video.